What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Jurassic Collector here, and today I have a really exciting review for you guys. As you can see, we are taking a look at the brand new Mattel Jurassic World Primal Attack Soundstrike Majungasaurus. This figure is one of the brand new Soundstrikes as a part of Wave 3. Last video we looked at the Parasaurolophus and reviewed that, so you can click the card up here if you want to check that review out. Next up here we have Majungasaurus. This figure looks so obscure and so different, and the color scheme is so different as well. Everything just looks really unique about this figure. It looks completely unlike anything we've got before, so I'm really excited to dive in and take a closer look. I did get this figure on Amazon.co.uk, but they're also available in Tesco in the UK and Ireland for £24.99. I paid just about €25 as well to get this from Amazon.co.uk. I will leave a link down below. However, at the time of this recording, they are currently out of stock, but by the time this video is actually up, they might be live. So I'll just have links down there anyways for you guys if you do want to check this figure out for yourselves. Without any further ado, let's take a closer look at the packaging. Up here in the top left hand corner, we can see the Jurassic World logo. Then underneath we have the Primal Attack logo there. Here we have a picture of the Majungasaurus in action, and we'll take of course a look at the action features later on. Soundstrike Majungasaurus here in the middle, and then in the right hand corner we have Own and Blue there. Then when we come up we can see the beautiful Sunset Primal Attack packaging, and that looks so good. You guys know I love it. We can see a sound emblem there that lets you know this figure does make sounds. And then we can see the figure itself, and it looks so awesome in this packaging. Then on the left end of the box we can see the Primal Attack logo there. And here at the other end we can see the Jurassic World logo there. Here's the back of the packaging. In the top right hand corner we can see the Jurassic World logo. And then we can just see some text there. We have an icon here in the top left hand corner that lets you know it is Jurassic Facts app compatible. We can see Primal Attack there, Majungasaurus. Then here in the middle we can see the Majungasaurus in action. It says thrashing action and head strike, and we can see another picture there. And then we can see it also has a sound emblem that lets you know this figure does make sounds. And then we've just some legal information, JurassicWorld.com. And then we have the two other figures available in this Wave 3. So we have Parasaurolophus, which as I said we already took a look on the channel, and there will be a link down below if you do want to check that review out. And then we have Irritator here. And for the next review on the channel I will be taking a look at Irritator, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So here's the bottom of the packaging. There's of course nothing really on it, just some legal information and just Mattel, and then the barcode. Now all that's left to do is get this figure out of the packaging. And here she is out of the packaging. You guys, I'm really impressed with this figure, just from what I've seen from my very first impressions. It was taking out of packaging and holding it in hand. I'm really impressed with it. Everything from the sculpt to the color scheme looks so good. It's so unique, and I think that's something awesome about this figure, is just how unique and different it looks. So I guess first up, let's just take a look at the sculpt. Okay, and here's the head sculpt. So we can see the head is super detailed. There's so many fine scales going on there. You can see on camera we have the nostril there and the eye, but the scaling here is super fine. And even on the lower jaw there's a bunch of fine scaling and detail just packed in there, and it looks so great. We have some like little nubs and like ridges here on the head, which is a signature feature on Majungasaurus, I believe. I did look up some images before this and it looked really similar to this. The team done a great job on this figure because there's so much scaling going on here, you guys. I'm really impressed with how much detail is packed into this head. It just makes the figure look so much better when there is a bunch of detail packed in. It just feels, you can feel all the detail in it. It looks really good. We have of course all the teeth there. Then on the lower jaw here we can see some feathers going on there, and you can just, I use that to like open and close the mouth. And we can see more feathers continuing here underneath the neck portion. The neck has some nice lines and creases and folds, and we can see some bumps running along the neck here in a couple different places, and that looks really good. Again, the detail is awesome. Then we move into the main body and torso itself. The hands here are absolutely minuscule. They look just a little bit bigger than the Carnotaurus, I think, and they're so tiny. They actually are nicely detailed for how small they are. In the main body itself here, we can see there is nice detailing packed in. Now it's more kind of bumps and lines and folds here on the main body instead of like finer scales or anything. We can see bumps running along the back here, and then they run along the body in a couple different lines. So there's like 3 lines of big bumps here, as you can see. So then we have some like creases and folds here around the belly and then the arm area, and we can kind of see like the rib cage there kind of sculpted in there if you get in a certain light. Then the leg here has some really nice lines, as you can see here, and then there is a couple bumps running just throughout it. There is a lot of detail actually packed into this leg, and then we have some like more feathering going on back here, which is awesome. The foot there is in a nice position, and there is a bunch of detail packed into the actual foot itself here, as you can see. And that leg is actually really detailed. Then we have the back end of the figure here. Now obviously it is a very dark figure, so it's hard to see all of the detail on camera, but there is just some more bumps here running along the same 3 lines that continue from the main body to the back here. And then those bumps run along the entirety and stop just before the tail ends here. There's actually lots of just lines going down like this, and it makes it look different than the rest of the body, which is nice. And then underneath here we have some like feathering as well, which makes it look so cool. So these feathers are on the bottom of the tail here, and on the back of the legs, and under the neck, and under the jaw. And then the other side of the figure is the very same, of course. It has all of that detail packed in, and it looks absolutely great. The legs again look incredibly detailed, and there's so many lines and creases and folds packed in. And then we have the feathers there on the legs as well, and underneath the tail, of course. Now let's talk about the paint scheme on this figure. So the figure is molded itself in this very dark mossy green, as you can see. So the entire figure is molded in that, except for the bottom jaw. The bottom jaw is molded in a very kind of dark yellow, and it's the same yellow that's painted throughout the body here and underneath, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then if you just take a close look at the face and neck, we can see there is a like very dark navy blue, and it just kind of runs along until the end of the neck here, and we can see it's just parent throughout, and it looks great combined with that yellow on the face here on the neck. The teeth are all painted really nicely on this side, as you can see. They're all painted. The only problem I have here is these like couple of teeth here in the front of this side. The very top of these like kind of 3 teeth here are painted, but the actual side of the teeth isn't. The tongue has a bunch of detail and like taste buds, like the scaling, but it's like sculpted like taste buds on the tongue there. You can kind of see it in the lighting. Then we have the skin folds here on the sides, and they are both painted pink as well to match that. The roof of the mouth is sculpted, just as a couple of sculpt lines there in the roof of the mouth. So the eye is bright green and has a black dot for the pupil. This yellow and dark navy is actually printed on the face, whereas on the neck here it's painted, but on the face Mattel use that like printing technology they have, and I printed on there. It is painted, as you can see here. It's just slightly different how it's painted there, and the colors here, it's just the yellow isn't as vibrant on the face as it is on the rest of the body. And as I said, the jaw is molded in this dark yellow color, and this dark yellow color continues underneath here the feathers, and on the entirety of the body we can see this parting here is all that same yellow on the neck here, with the navy there on the neck. And then that yellow obviously stops here, the patterning, and then the rest of the body is just the dark green. Then underneath here we have that dark yellow as well, and that just stops there. So there actually is a lot of this yellow on the figure, and it looks great. The battery door and the sound cover thing are sculpted in that dark yellow, and they actually look identical in color, so there is no color difference between those, which is awesome. And there is of course some nice detailing under here as well. There's a bunch of detail packed under the jaw there, just like the head, a bunch of finer scales. We can see the feathers there, and there's actually just some really nice like fine scaling going on under the body itself there. You can see it prominently on the battery door. And here's the foot with the official Mattel Jurassic World stamp to let you know it is an official Mattel Jurassic World product. There's the scan code for the app. I'm not sure if it'll scan in just yet, but there it is in case it does. Now let's just talk about the articulation on this figure. The jaw is articulated so it can close and open like that. The neck is tied into the action feature, which I'll show you in a minute. The arms are on a ball hinge so they can move out and in, and they can also move completely 360. And this arm of course can do the very same as well. The legs are on very tight ratchet joints, as you can hear there, so it just completely moves freely out here, and it can go 360. Yep, the leg can do 360, and then it locks into place there, as you can hear. And once it's locked in, it actually is locked in really good, so it's not gonna go loose or anything on you. And they can both move out and in like that to help with stability. And then the tail is tied into the action feature as well. Overall, there are 5 points of articulation on this figure. So we have the jaw, we have the 2 arms, and we have the 2 legs. Now let's just take a look at the Primal attack action feature. So it is of course controlled through the tail, so you just hold the feet down, and when you pull the tail down, the head will go up, and when you pull the tail up, the head will go down. Then when you move the tail right, the head will go left, and then when you move the tail left, the head will go right. So now let's just listen to all the sounds this figure has. That sounded like an Indominus Rex, the end bit. So you can get some really realistic movements, especially if you do toy movies or anything like that. The sounds are actually really nice on this figure. There is some Indominus Rex, as you heard in that. I feel like one of the sounds kind of sounds like the Triceratops, the Roarvors Triceratops. The majority of them sound different. So now let's do some comparisons. So here we have the new Camp Cretaceous Parasaurolophus, and I did review this on the channel, as I said, so there will be a link down below. So as you can see, Majungasaurus is not as tall as it. Parasaurolophus's body definitely comes up a lot more than Majungasaurus, but Majungasaurus is slightly longer. As you can see, it's about that much longer than Parasaurolophus. So Majungasaurus is not as tall as Parasaurolophus, but it is a little bit longer. But these two definitely do look great together. And then here we have our human. We've good old Alan Grant with the Majungasaurus. As you can see, it's just slightly taller than Alan. It's about that much taller than Alan, so it's not really that large of a creature. Majungasaurus was actually relatively small, like this next to a human. It was pretty much at eye level or just a little bit over it. Here we have Majungasaurus next to the Bite and Fight T-Rex. Now, of course, Majungasaurus is so much smaller. T-Rex towers over it. I never realized how large T-Rex is until you compare it to like something like that, and it just shows how much bigger it really was compared to some other species. So overall, the paint scheme, I really liked it. As I said, I'm impressed. Now it actually looks like the Brazilian flag. I'll put a picture up of the Brazilian flag, and you can see it has the green, it has the yellow, it has the navy. So altogether, it does look like the Brazilian flag, this paint scheme. Overall, I was really impressed with the sculpt as well. The head had so much detail packed in and had so many little bumps up here on the head. And the body all over had some really nice detail packed in. As you can see, even the legs and the tail, they had some nice feathering under the neck and at the back of the legs here and under the tail as well. Of course, it has the Primal attack action feature built into this figure. So that means this figure is Jurassic Collector approved. If you see this figure, I 100% recommend you pick this up if you can find it in stores or online. So if you do see this figure, I would highly recommend you add it to your collection. You guys will not regret it. So that is it for today's review. I hope you did enjoy my review of the brand new Mattel Jurassic World Soundstrike Majungasaurus. What do you guys think of this figure? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you did enjoy this review. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below. It really helps me out. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. So until next time, you guys, when I'll be looking at the Irritator, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Rah, rah.